Hello students. So in today's session, we shall see how Macaulay-Pitts model can be applied on XOR Boolean function or XOR gate. So you all can see the truth table for XOR gate where we have considered two inputs A and B. So we have got 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. And output for A XOR B is 0, 1, 1, 0. Now, we cannot directly apply Macaulay-Pitts neuron model for A XOR B, and that is why we will have to split the inputs A and B with the help of OR Boolean function and AND Boolean function. So Macaulay-Pitts model cannot be directly applied for the XOR Boolean function. That is why the inputs A and B will have to be split. So what we do in this case is we consider Y, which is nothing but Y1 plus Y2. Now what is Y1? Y1 is nothing but your A dot, that is nothing but and B bar, which is nothing but the complement, and Y2 is A bar dot B. So this is basically yeah. So this is basically your plus indicates your add, which is nothing but your OR, whereas dot indicates your AND Boolean function. So now we will have to solve both these cases or parts. So just a minute. Yeah, so this we shall name it as part A, and this we shall name it as part B. So we will have to solve each of these separately. So now let us prepare the truth table for each of these. So in this case, we shall consider Y1 to be A dot B bar. So let us write down the truth table A, B, B bar. So what are the inputs of A and B? It is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. And for B bar, what is it? It's just the complement of this, of B. So B, 0 is 1, 1 is 0, 0 is 1, and 1 is 0. Now what is going to be your y1? So what are we going to do is we will be performing the AND operation between 0 and B bar. So 0 into 1 is 0, 0 into 0 is 0, 1 into 1 is 1, and 1 into 0 is 0. Alright. Now let us see the different cases for this particular truth table. Now we know we have considered this particular part and performed AND operation. So when both the inputs are equal to 1, it indicates that a neuron will fire. So this is the case where the neuron fires. Whereas in the remaining 3 cases, the neuron doesn't fire. So let us assume the weights. As we all know, we consider 4 cases. Case 1, case 2, case 3, and case 4. So in case 1, we consider the weights W1 equal to W2, which is equal to your 1. In case 2, we consider W1 equal to your minus 1 and W2 is equal to your 1. In case 3, we consider W1 as 1 and W2 as minus 1. Whereas in case 4, we consider W1, W2 equal to minus 1. We all know plus indicates your excitatory weights and minus indicates your inhibitory weights. So when we substitute the values, okay, for these respective weights, we basically get the answer to be when W1 and W2 are equal to 1. So how does the substitution of these weights takes place? It is basically nothing but these two values. So here in this case, when we consider, so it is W1 into A plus W2 into your B bar. So W1 is how much? It is 1 into A is 0 plus W2 is 1 into your B bar, which is nothing but your so it is basically not B bar, it is B. So 1 into 0 is 0 plus 1 into 0 is 0. It's B and not B bar when you are multiplying. Now W1 will take it for the second case 0 and W1 is 1 plus the next case is 1 into 1. I repeat once again, we are considering these values when we are multiplying with the weights and not the bar values. Okay. Similarly, when you consider 1 and 0, so 1 into 1 plus 0 into 1, you get the answer to be as 1. And ultimately you get 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1, you get the answer as 2. So now we have to check for the third instance. If you see, this one is not the greatest amongst all the 3. That is why case 1 doesn't hold valid. Now in case 2, we get the output to be as 0, 1, minus 1 and 0. So your -1 is not greater than the remaining 3. So case 2 also doesn't hold valid. In case 3, we get 0, -1, 1 and 0. So here in this case, if you see, 1 is greatest amongst the remaining 3. So case 3 is actually a valid case which can be used for representing your Macaulay-Pitts model for part A. And for case 4, we basically get 0, -1, -1 and -2. So here in this case also the condition is not met. So I repeat, when you are multiplying with the weights, ensure that you multiply with A and B and not with A and B bar. So this is the valid case for part A. So if we want to draw our Macaulay-Pitts model for part A, it's basically going to be your inputs, which are nothing but your A and B. All right. And in that case, they are going to be given to the output Y1. And what are the weights? It is 1 and -1. 1 and -1. So this is for part A. Now let's do it for part B. Now in part B, the case that we are going to consider is basically Y2 is nothing but your A bar dot B, because we considered A dot B bar as part A. Now part B, it is A bar dot B. So let us draw the truth table over here. So we consider A and A bar and B. So A is basically 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Let's take the complement of A for A bar, 1, 1, 0, 0. Now Y2 is basically what it is, AND operation. So we are going to multiply with A bar dot B. So 1 into 0 is 0, 1 into 1 is 1, 0 into 0 is 0 and 0 into 1 is 0. So what happens in this case? The neuron fires when both the inputs are 1, and in the remaining 3 cases the neuron doesn't fire. So once again, as done in the previous slide, we are going to assume our weights. So 4 cases we shall consider: case 1, case 2, case 3 and case 4. So we have considered W1 and W2 to be equal to 1, that is excitatory weights. W1 equal to -1 and W2 equal to 1, that is one inhibitory weight and one excitatory weight. Inhibitory is minus, excitatory is plus. Third case, W1 is equal to your 1 and W2 is equal to -1. And in fourth case, W1 and W2 both are equal to your -1. So let's now make use of the weights to carry out the multiplication. So now we are going to consider A and B itself. So this is 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1. So we get the answer to be as 0, 0 into 1 plus 1 into 1. We get it as 1, 1 into 1 plus your 0 into 1, we get it as 1. 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1, we get the answer as 2. We have to check the second case. This is not the greatest amongst all the three. So case 1 is discarded. In case 2, we get our answer to be as 0, 1, minus 1 and 0. So if you see over here, 1 is greatest amongst all the three because we are interested in second row. So case 2 holds true because the remaining three values of y2 are less. We'll check out for case 3 and case 4. So this is 0, 1, minus 1 and 0. Now this case which is there, we are checking out for case 2. We are getting the answer as 0, 1, minus 1 and 0. But what is happening over here is 1 is greater. Next we have got, no, we are getting, I'm sorry, this is minus 1 and plus 1 and we are checking this condition. So what is happening over here basically, this is once again smaller as compared to the remaining three, and in the final case we are getting 0, minus 1, minus 1 and minus 2. We are checking the second row and that particular case is also not holding valid. So here in this case, case 2 holds valid. So when we are basically drawing the Macaulay-Pitts neuron model for part B, so we basically consider over here your A and B, which are the inputs, and Y2 which is there, it is the output. And here W1 is minus 1 and W2 which is there, it is 1. In the previous case, it was 1 and minus 1. Here in this case, it is minus 1 and 1. But we have not finished this because we have seen over here the formula is y is equal to y1 plus y2. So now what we will be doing is we will be considering this y1 and this y2, and y is equal to y1 plus y2. So we consider over here y is equal to y1 plus y2. So what is y1 plus y2? We shall consider y1 and y2. So y1 values is nothing but your 0, 0, 1, 0. This is y1 and y2 is 0, 1, 0, 0. So what will be y? It is your OR operation, that is plus. So this is 0, 0, 1 is 1, 1 and 0. So here indirectly we are getting the truth table for your XOR Boolean function. Now let us consider the weights. Again we shall consider the cases. So let us assume the weights. So what is happening in this case is let's multiply. I'll take the first case where W1 equal to W2 is equal to 1. So when we are multiplying this, what do we get? We shall check this out. Okay, so here yeah, now what is the change over here is we'll consider these values of A and B as inputs. All right, so what it is going to be, A and B के values 0 0 1 1. So here the values will be 0 0 1 1, and here it would basically be your 0 1 0 1. These will be considered when you are multiplying with the weights. That is why I have taken this particular separate color. So what is this? 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1. Then we have got 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1. 0 into 1 plus 1 into 1. 1 into 1 plus 0 into 1. And we are getting yeah. So basically the mistake over here is when we are considering for y is equal to y1 plus y2, we will be considering these inputs only. I'm sorry, I've done this mistake. So it is 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1, 0 into 1 plus 1 into 1, 1 into 0 plus 0 into, yeah, 1 is this 1. Okay, so 1 into 0 plus 0 into 1 and 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0. So keep in mind for part A and part B, we take actual values of A and B for multiplying with the weights. But when it comes for multiplying with y1 plus y2, we consider these values of y itself. See here, 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1, 0 into 1 plus 1 into 1, 1 into 0 plus 0 into 1. Yeah, this basically should be 1. I'll make the change. And this is 0 into 0. Sorry. Both should be 1. The concept is extremely simple. It's multiplying with these weights. So when you multiply, you basically get 0, 1, 1 and 0. So what is happening in these two cases, the neuron fires. And both these cases are same values and they are greater than this particular case. So what is going to happen in this case, if we are drawing the Macaulay-Pitts model and here the weights is 1. So basically it is going to be A and B, all right, which is going to include the weights given to y1, which is nothing but 1 and minus 1. And what is going to happen is we have got A and B, which are the inputs, and this is y2, and this is once again given here, which is minus 1 and 1. Both of them, that is y1 plus y2, is basically giving to you y. All right, and the weights over here are 1. So in our case 1 only, we got the valid combination. So that is why we are not doing it for case 2, 3 and 4. So this is how a Macaulay-Pitts neuron model can be represented for your XOR Boolean function. So I hope you all have understood this clearly. So if we want to write it in the form of a model, then how will we include this? Y is basically equal to f of your y in, that is the activation function. So a neuron will not fire and a neuron will fire when your activation function, it will not fire when it is less than theta, and here it will fire when it is greater than equal to theta. So theta का value क्या है basically? Here it is 1, and if it is greater than equal to 1. So here theta ka value is equal to 1, and we all know theta is nothing but the thresholding or the threshold. Thank you, students.